clever. I'm smart. So you just a little bit of a preview of some of the opals that have already been cut. But don't worry, we've got stacks. I found the nut. That's right. This is more important than it sounds, but I found that, so I'm putting that on later. But in the meantime, we're going to be cutting opals. Now, what opals are we going to cut? We're going to cut some things like this one. Yoink. This guy here. If I remember correctly, we had a look at the side and we went, yeah, that's a good opal. We'll give that one a shot. We've also got these guys. Da, 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 da. Especially this guy over here in the corner here. Let me just go and dig him out. Well, it was colourful before. Then I decided, you know what, colour is so not for me. Let's see if we can get some colour to happen, and then we will push it towards. By the way, I've been dismantling a printer, and I did try to wash my hands, so sorry about the hands. Oh, gee. Now listen, we've had this discussion before. You shine. Oh, faithful. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You remember the whole drill, don't you? Fine, we're going to get you all out. We're going to wash you down. Ah, they hate being bathed. There we go. Now, I'm going to put you on display over here. Bam. Going to take the whole thing out. I'm going to point it out here. Here we go. Yoink. Hello, people. I'm just being annoyed with my good friends, the opals. You can see a little bit of colour there. That'll do. Now I'm just going to wipe things down. Ah, Giant's cutting disc. All right, I've done some repairs to the machine. That's why it's, well, I don't know. It's probably like early morning in Europe. It's like nice, happy spring day or something. But I know it's not spring yet. But, hello. How you doing? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. It's been an uberly hectic week / month. Adele, how's yours been? I've noticed that you've done the funeral stuff and things like that. I have to rejig the water thing. Let me see, where's the water thing to rejig? There it is. In it goes. And it goes up in the top bit here. Come on, you can do this. I have absolutely sliced my fingers to ribbons, so because I was dismantling a printer, and I enjoyed it. So no, sorry, I've just been trying to. Basically, I'm trying to extract the silver to make rings and stuff, and it sounds like a simple task, but it ain't. That's why they haven't got an industrial process for it yet. That hasn't stopped me before, so you know, I'm giving it a bash, but you know, it's. I might have a couple of 100 grams of silver at this point in time, but I might not either. All right, I'm just going to quickly tip this stuff in. Actually, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm getting a thingamabob. There's the thingamabob. Dipping it in the water. Oop. Pop that down there. Dipping it in the water. Don't worry. The water is not looking clear, but it's okay. I have a clarity indicator. Well, I call it a clarity indicator. Basically, it's a Coke bottle. Over there. Once it gets too unclear in the Coke bottle, I know it's time to change the water. And there's a hose going from the back in. That's all right. As I was going live, I saw something about you going live. I'll actually pop that on my channel. There's at least it's something I can do. All right. What I suggest you do now, Adele, is sit back and look at the pretty opals. Last night whilst we were doing this, we had a scammer come on. It was a lot of fun because they were trying to sell us stuff, and the story just didn't check out. So cleaning fish tanks. I should be doing that. Tell you what, I'll post a shot on Max a little bit later on. He took his food bowl out and stuck it right at the front of the cage as a bit of a hint to me, I do presume. Oh no, they're doing fine. If they were doing badly, I'd know about it because like my degree is in land and water science, so I do know stuff about water quality. And one of my theories, well, it's more than a theory. It's I really want to avoid doing water changes on tanks because it's the bacterial filter. So it looks like it's a shambles, but it's not, basically. I mean, you can keep the water clean by continually doing water changes. That is actually a way of doing it. But the other way of doing it is to actually just let the bacteria settle in. Also, the like you have a look. There's no like snails rampaging out of control, and the fish are breeding at the typical rate. Basically, they breed according to how much you feed them because they're guppies. So, you know, it's a fairly cruisy arrangement. And the arrangement out the back, you can hear the plopping, plopping, plopping. That's a frog. They don't go into dirty water. As a matter of fact, they're very picky, and I even use glyphosate, which is one of the only pesticides that really badly affects frogs, and the frogs are still quite happy in those tanks. So something like that. But I'm always happy to put an intervention in that will help the tank. So I think that the substrate is important, for example, like a lot of these people do say, but also you don't have to make compromises. You don't have to say, well, I'm going to use this method. I'm going to put nothing in. No, you can. You can circulate the water because that's kind of what nature does. You can have my guppies. They're horribly inbred, but I'm not going to mail them. The next time I go to Queensland with everything else, I'll be bringing 15 tons of things. Let me see. Don't need that. So, pop this in here. I was watching a YouTube video on it. Somebody was going, you need to put leaves in your tank. And I'm like, well, you can. I think they just wanted the tannin, to be honest. Yeah, I know, they get rid of the algae. And I think that basically what the... sorry, someone called me. I don't know. A father's job is never done. But, sorry, I'm putting the drill away. But basically, so long as you understand that a snail is another piece of load on your tank, then, like, you know, they're pretty cruisy. Don't know why people conduct rage campaigns against them. Right, so what happened last night was we found something pretty cool. I'm going to say we collectively because it kind of was a we collectively thing. So let's see if we can find one of them. This was one, but that was not so spectacular. That one was... Okay, cool. I'll show you. I haven't actually done much to it, but it's going to give you an idea of the concept. So this opal here, you can see that there's actually some... there is some colour in there. Nice colour, nice fire. Right in there, right in there. Now, this is actually in the colour band. So let me give you a demonstration of what that's supposed to look like. I'll get an opal here. This will do. As a matter of fact, I did cut him. I don't know if this was actually going to be producing results, but it's a good demonstration model. So this here, normally what you do is you try and clean the face off and you try and get to the color band, and hopefully the color band is facing this way. But this is not the case with these guys. The color band, if it's there, is facing this way. So what you have to do is you have to cut thin slithers off. You have to cut a slither off here, bing, polish it up as your opal, and that's how it happens. So what we'll be doing is we'll be going through these particular opals, looking for the color. It may be facing this way, maybe facing that way, may not be in there at all. But the best option here is to go sideways into the opal. I've got one sitting here just so that you can see it. This is a crystal opal. First things first, I'm actually going to clean this whole opal up because it looks beautiful. But I happen to know there's a bit of color just there, so I may end up slicing it. That's how we're going to start, and that's how it's all going to happen. And hopefully this machine will behave itself. What I've done is I've limited its travel now. It won't go any further than that. But there is a bigger problem that I need to solve with it, but I think it'll survive the night. Turning on the water. I said turning on the water. What's your cue? Turn on water. Oh, we got water. Yeah, I know. I don't know why people actually discriminate against snails, but they do. I'll move this phone over a little bit to the right because I happen to know. I love what I do. I've gotten everything ready, and then lo and behold, I find a spot that I haven't cleaned. Have a look here. Looking a bit better. Not great. But that'll do. If I move that, what will happen? Nothing. Might be my own camera lens. Let's see. See if that fixes it. Okay, so I'm going to move back that way a bit, just to make it a bit annoying for me, because it just means it fires things back in my face. So let's just get some of this top off it and see what it looks like. If we're lucky, we get a nice bit of colour. One of the pieces of luck is that this Lightning Ridge opal is just really nice and soft and pliable. Because I've really been working the blade hard, and the blade has also been vibrating in its holder, so that hasn't done wonders for the life of the blade. So I've been changing them more regularly, which means I'm nearly out of blades, so I've got to order some more. But I have to replace it with a smaller blade, which I can do. Got dozens of those, but they last longer too, but they're just a bit smaller. It's harder to work. Oh, 3 likes already. Thank you, guys. If you want the tannins, go get some Tasmanian leaves. I'm just moving the demonstration opals away so that I can actually, and I'm also moving things in, moving myself over. Hang on, making myself a little bit more comfortable in here. Good news is that I have actually made it a lot easier for me to work in this environment, presuming I don't throw out my drawer. But there's this little divot, because it's paved, there's a little divot just underneath my seat, so when I try to move in, the wheels just go in, and it takes an awful lot of movement. Got to stand up, move the chair. Whereas I did this time round, just kick a drawer into a bin. all options are on the table, bottom of the table, or in the bin. Hello, my seahorse fellow. Just caught Adele up to speed with what we were doing, discovering the opals cut better on the side. Also, Max, he picked up the bowl and threw it, which was not very helpful. And I was busily putting another part in to solve that problem. But I've been doing some experiments with gold and silver, and one of the things I've needed to do is to get good supplies of zinc so that I can extract silver. You don't have to worry too much about that. But I remembered that the printer parts that I was using to put the bowls in place, it just dawned on me just a half hour ago that I've been using them and I've been putting them into the solution which reacts with zinc, and they've been reacting as if they had a lot of zinc in them. I'm going, hang on for a second, that's not good. So I'm going to have to remove some of the bird's infrastructure just on the off chance. So those giant things that are holding the cages in place, there's a good chance they contain zinc. I can't have them chewing on that. Just seen it the other day. I don't think Max has forgiven me because I went around the cage. There was that battle rope and he started to really unfray it. And so I've got a butane torch out and I just melted all of the plastic ends together. And cockatoos, they have fire instinctively in their heads and they understand what fire is very well. Max was just looking at me going, no, this is not cool. You're going too near me with the fire. Well, the thing is that it's not that it's cheap metal, it's that it's galvanized metal. It's the galvanization that does it. So they're trying to be nice to you, preventing the metal from corroding. But if you're going to use it with animals, no, you can't. What I think I'll do is I'll get some aluminium. Now, technically, aluminium is a metabolic poison, but you've got to acidify it first, and you've got to acidify it way more than your body can do. So that's a good option. Let me point this out. See these screws here? These look like they're copper screws, but they're actually galvanized, they're zinc coated. So I can't use those either. So I have to get rid of this. I have to get rid of the sand. Okay, so what I'm examining is there's a crack along here. I may as well cut along that crack line, and I'll cut along here as well, see what it does. I'll also just take this top off here. Alright, time's a wasting, let's do it. Along here. Perfect. So Daphne just went out to do a poo. I've just taken all of the poos off the lawn, put them in a giant pile somewhere. But she just comes along and takes another one. Daphne's a dog. It's not like a communal pooing area. But sometimes I just feel like it's Lord of the Rings around here. As in the back ring. One poo to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. It's night time here at the moment. There's a little bit of colour here. Let's have a quick look. What I'll do is I'll actually give it some rounding. Okay, have a look here to see if you can spot it. You might have to do it from here. I'll try and give it a bit more presentability. It seems it might be actually a front-facing chunk, so that's not too bad. Let's see if that worked out any better. Can't see anything, but I definitely saw some flash. Just got to figure out where the flash came from. Where did the silly flash go? Where did the silly flash go? We'll be right on our toes now because there is some around. I've just got to find it. I think I saw the briefest of hints, and there, right. It's in that little merge point, and also just here. So let's have a look and see if we can get it out again. All right, blow that for Game Soldiers. I'm going to say this is just a crystal opal. We'll leave it at that. It might fire up in the daytime, maybe. We'll see something. But I'm going to treat it like as if it's got no colour on it. I'm just going to turn it into a cab and hope for the best. So I'm making no assumptions on what side's going to be the good side or bad side. I'm just going to make everything as smooth as possible so that if something shows up, bam, got it. You must be very, very quiet. I'm hunting koa. I thought I tore a purple spot. I did tore a purple spot. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've done all I can on this particular opal. I have a quick look on the other side, which I've got in my hot little hand. But other than that, I think we'll just pretend that it was really good. We go ooh, ah, and then move on. And on a more serious note, these opals, I really love them. I love the clear crystal opals. Thought I saw a patch of green just in it. Yeah, we've got something. Hang on. Don't get all excited. I don't think it's all particularly great, but just a flash of colour just appeared right here. Once again, okay, so what's happening here is I'm just seeing hints of colour that just appear and disappear as fast as they appear. So I think there is something in this opal. It's just like, oh, there it is again. I'm going to say this opal is poltergeist purple and poltergeist blue. And poltergeist green. I just saw something there. Just comes and goes so fast. Hard to predict what it's changing colour to. I'm going to zoom in and see if we can spot it. I'm trying to find it as well. Oh well, can't see him. We'll have a quick look at this side, see if there's anything worth worrying about. Maybe. Flash of red as I went through here. So we'll make that happen again. It came in through there. It's reflecting off a crack in the middle. Okay, so we know that. It's got crack colour, I suppose. But it did that thing again, but I now know better than to just sit there and waste the viewer's time. I'm just going to quickly round this off. That'll be a hint to me in the morning if I can't remember what I did. And I want this side done. By the way, how's the picture? Is it doing a Minecraft special or is it actually quite clear? Right, putting that down, we're going to quickly pick up this stone, give it a quick smash. Tiny little stone. Yeah, I got rid of the zoom. So the kids are fighting inside. So let's take a straw pole. I think I can hear my kids fighting in there. Do you think I should go in and break it up, or do you reckon I should just blissfully cut opals out here? Nice little double-sided gem, this one. I think this one was a Cooper Beatty stone. Actually, when I was going around, the kids are an awful lot younger, and so they didn't know any polite ways to do anything, really. The joke we say is that my youngest daughter, I can't really say her name because they get upset, but she was naughty cornered in every landmark in Europe. Palace of Versailles, yep. Eiffel Tower, yep. The Louvre, yep. When we went to Salzburg, it was very interesting because the kids were being kids, but people would come up to us and we thought, oh, we're going to get into trouble for noisy children or whatever else, and they're going, oh no, you must have the jacket on the child will be cold. It was never the kids' behaviour. Very tolerant around there. There we go. Just shaped it up a bit. One of the only times they let on they knew English. What am I doing here? No, I'm not going to do that stone. I'm going to do one which actually gives results. Let's have a look at this one. I'll just quickly have a look underneath here because there might be something. We'll move on rather quick if there isn't. Especially remember at the Louvre, there's quite a good place to go with children, but man, they were trusting. Like all of the exhibits were just, you could run up and touch them if you wanted to. I mean, an alarm would go off and like a security guard would have a word with you, but I've heard. No, I didn't touch it. But I'm going to shut the door. That'll probably stop the noises. The noise. Ah. Yeah, but we didn't understand that. Like, we were in Australia and like the newspaper's always full of I hate having kids in cafes and stuff like that, so we're used to apologising for our children. But at any rate, so we're in the Louvre and So I've been carrying Olivia around on my shoulders for a little while. Whoops. I've been carrying a child around on my shoulders for a little while. And then I was just tired. I'd been doing it all through the Louvre. And so I just put it down for a little while. And man, she picked up speed. It was relatively crowded, not that crowded. And would you know that the Mona Lisa, it doesn't have very much in the way of security. It's got maybe a security guard somewhere. And it's got a fence for sure that you can't actually go directly to it. But there's a piece of glass. But there's this the barricade. Well, it stops at about, I don't know, 4 feet off the ground, or maybe a metre off the ground. And so a little kid could just go straight under there. So my daughter just runs at the Mona Lisa. I have to go underneath the roped area, quickly grab my child before she went and touched the painting. This is a true story. I'm not joking. Yeah, I understand that. But at any rate, so she nearly got to the Mona Lisa, and I managed to get it just in time. I had to crawl underneath the barricade and grab her. So I put her back on my shoulders again, and sure enough, a security guard comes up to me, and I'm like, "Wait for it. We're now going to get kicked out of the Louvre." She comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, your daughter?" I'm like, "Yes. We're so sorry. So, we do not care about the running. She is not wearing any shoes. Can you please put some shoes on her?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they weren't worried about the fact that the child nearly destroyed a priceless painting. They were more worried about the fact that she wasn't wearing shoes. The reason she wasn't wearing shoes was she was not feeling comfortable in the shoes we'd given her. So she took them off and gave them to me. Fortunately, I still had them. Popped them back on. Definitely is. Didn't expect it. Like, that's not in the brochures. They don't say, "Come to Europe. We won't care too much if your kid knocks over the statue of David." Well, it was all over, and it was in Austria as well, because I can remember there was this lovely old lady who was who stopped us, and my eldest, she was quite young, but she was quite excited to be there in Austria. There's the Sound of Music, and there's people in powdered wigs and stuff, just jumping around. I can still remember it to this day. That she said it with a smile. She was just like, very kind lady. But she's there going, "Nichts to springen, nichts to springen." Okay, springen must be jumping. Next time the Opal flings away, I can call it Das Opal springen. Could well have been. It was Salzburg after all. That would be so funny if it was your granny. I doubt you could ask her, presuming like she's still with us, because, well, it would have been a decade ago. You're hard pressed remembering that. So, do you reckon we succeeded or failed? I don't know. Give this some quick just on this side and see what we've got. Oh well. Ooh. Oh, well, she's next to spring in now, isn't she? Ooh. Tough. Some people are like that. Oh, you're doing it, are you? Oh, sorry to hear that. I always felt... Is that Hungarian or German? Can you read that, Raina? If it's Hungarian, I can still remember a few. Oh, yogurt if it's morning. I'm trying for Modja. Possibly. No, I don't think it's Hungarian either. But welcome, Chan, regardless. Or Sihan. Or Kihan. Get there eventually. Tegeli, occasional. Yeah, potentially. I hope so. I'll try for Hungarian. I'll go yogurt gosanam. That's all I got. Personally, I think that if he'd heard anything he or she had heard anything in their own language by now, they would have responded with either "thank you for trying" or "your accent sucks" or something like that. Nicht to springen. It'd be funny if it was Greek, because my girlfriend's Greek. She could probably read it. I'm getting better at hearing it. Like, because of my science, this is no good. Because of my science background, I'm very used to, doing things in Greek, but not fast, Like, for example, a dendrogram is a tree diagram or a branch diagram. And dendro is, of course, a Greek word. Once again, taxonomy, that's also a Greek word. Let's have a quick look. Don't do much. Oh well, can't do much whilst I'm doing the live stream. I could add him as a moderator. Where did everyone go? Also, I'm checking the numbers. I noticed that there are 6 likes there. Thank you very much, whoever did that. I do appreciate the likes. J'adore le like. Ich liebe de like. How did I go? Oh dear. Ich lieben, isn't it? Lieben de like. Das like. All I can do is say thank you for the like in Hungarian. Köszönöm like. Da like. Da like in Russian sounds like Dalek. Exterminate, exterminate, exterminate the doctor. I think we've just exhausted my language skills. El laico es mucho bueno. It's very special when you can go online and massacre as many languages as possible. I doubt anyone understood because it's still 6 likes. Well, I did try. Okay, so there is a bit of colour to this one, but not much. You win this round. So I got an opal out, and I am procrastinating a bit with this guy because the opal I got out previously, not a bad little opal, it's just going to be tough. So I'll cut it if you promise not to be too harsh and criticise me too much, because this is going to be a toughie. Das Leben de Live. It sounds like the articles are in the wrong place, but obviously you speak the language, so I can't say that. Put that one next, a nice big one. Mr. Kleiner. So maybe that's a bit of research I could do. Find out what time zones I'm actually encroaching on. Determine what countries would actually be up and watching these things. Then learn thank you in those languages. You know, be an international citizen, that kind of thing. Like. Trouble with the Chinese languages is that they're tonal. I'm dead terrified that I'm not going to be saying thank you. I'll be either misunderstood or, you know, insulting. Yeah, rock tumblers take a while. They also damage the opals sometimes. But those honey opals, yeah, you can do them. As a matter of fact, you usually get them tumbled. I'm going to do this gently. I'm going to tip it on its side and see if the colour remains. So far, so good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up so you can see what's going on here. Look at all that colour that's sitting there. The question is, the black's on top. Should I be flipping it that way? Or will I be okay keeping going that way? It's a really tough question. Let me just straighten out the black and see what it looks like. Curiouser and curiouser, because we've now got two backdrops for the opal. So my question is, which one is the best? And go this side because the water seems to be going that way. And I think we really need to keep the stone lubricated. It's quite fragile. We're going to get our first shot at what facing it directly does. Oh wow. I've suddenly decided this guy's going to be a freeform because I think it's going to require special attention no matter what I do. Okay, well this opal's something else, look at it. Central Europe. So it'll be a European language. But I don't think it's one of the, well, it's not Germanic. Hungarian is, I know it's got Finnish roots, Hungarian. Doesn't look Slavic, but what would I know? Turkish, perhaps? Ekmek. That means bread. That's all I know in Turkish. My brother was here. He could say something, perhaps. He was there a decade ago. Didn't particularly look like an Arabic language though. I mean, how do you identify it anyway? Yeah, Chinese is most certainly difficult. I know Xianxia, which I'm hoping is right. So I think it's done saying it like a question. So I think it works like that. The other thing is that, like, there's a lot of subtlety to the sh sound, and I kind of can hear it, but I can't quite replicate it. Now, how about, is that Turkish? Mehebala. That does sound very Turkish. I'm hoping I'm right. Oh, you even had the flag there. Yeah, well, even though I'm no good at languages in general, they still do fascinate me. I do try. World is your oyster, very oyster-like. I don't know why I did that. I was off in my own little world, singing away. So that's what it's doing now. I think we're getting somewhere. I think we're going to get something. I'll carve that bit back a bit, just like so. What will happen? Yeah, it's going to work. 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 Here it comes. So we're going to have a beautiful ice stone from the looks of things. Look at that. That is just gorgeous. So far, so good. Let's just get this one done. Look at you. Look at you, you little flashy thing. What a beautiful little stone. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Oh, I've been going 111. Oh, I've got to start looking for that Magnum Opal soon. 114. A lot of people have tuned in. Thank you everyone for tuning in. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, thanks for watching. Just trying to get this colour out properly. There we go, perfect. Right, so that's that side done. Look at that, beautiful. So what I think I might be able to do is actually double whammy this. I'm pretty certain that this section here is not going to affect the colour too badly. I suspect it actually goes through. So we're going to just carve it down a bit. If it starts to peter out, I will abort the exercise, but I reckon we're going to get away with this stone actually being a double-sided wonder. And I'm pretty convinced that that black bit just goes straight through the middle. Just hoping I'm right. Okay, proof of the pudding is coming. I can't believe that I'm cutting this one. It's very delicate. Pieces are flying off, but I think that's not going to matter. Sorry if you guys are on a timer, because I'm going slow at the moment because I'm just trying to gently cut it. Doesn't work out, I can fall back on the other side, but I think it will. I'm just going to carve from this side, see if we can get something happening. I'm only going to try a little bit further because I don't want to disrupt the stone. It's a beautiful stone as it is, and it's a bit greedy to go for the full-blooded double-sided stone. And maybe I should just straighten it up and be done with it. Going to do a tiny little fragment further. There it is. Look at that. I'm just very carefully carving through this layer, trying not to disrupt the stone as much as possible. But man, we've got some good stuff happening here. Look at that. Man, if Venus cried, this is what her tears would look like. So this will be the back of the stone. I think I'm not brave enough to keep cutting it. So I think it'll ruin it. But look at that. What a beautiful drop. I think I've cut it at just the right spot too. That was a fluke. There's a bit of a crack here, so I'm going to have to very gently remove it, I'm afraid. That is an absolutely amazing opal. It'll look better in the sunlight, which will probably start coming up in like a minute or two. Okay, so I've got to look for magnum opals now. Let's have a look. Possibility. Let's just have a look underneath here. Where to look underneath though? There's two colour bands, or two potential bands. I suppose this is the closest to the surface, so we'll look at that one. This looks like one of those situations where we are probably best off slicing straight through the middle. Straight through the middle. That's like a fake Australian accent. Straight through the middle. That means it'll be past midnight by now, about 12:30, right? 12:40. Yeah, so I am going to have to wrap this up soon. So we'll have a quick look. I think the best way to wrap that up is to just basically take a slice all the way through this, right from here, and we'll see. Well, that's pretty. What to make of it? Beautiful. Got to always check under the sand. Very interesting. I don't think it's interesting in the way that it'll translate to a massive amount of colour, so we'll move on to something else. I don't have any special intuitive skill about this particular stone. It's just that it's a small one, so it's quick to investigate. Yay or nay in a matter of seconds compared to that other one, which took quite some time. Would you believe that we're with a population of 20 to 30 million, 27 or 28, something like that. So we certainly don't know everybody. But my cousin married into the Chamberlain family, which is the family that of Lindy Chamberlain, which is the person whose baby was taken by the dingo. So I don't know them personally. I just know that vaguely someone in my family is there by marriage, basically. But secondly, a good friend of ours, they were people by the name of Gage, and that was the second family to have a child taken by a dingo. So of the 2 dingo attacks, I know both of them. Star Gems, how are we doing? Well, this is not a magnum opal, but it is certainly a brilliant picture stone. Looks absolutely beautiful. I'll do the corners because I actually quite like this guy, but you're gonna have to discard after this because it's not the magnum opal. Of course, I won't discard, I'll just have to put it down. In case you're wondering, we're going to put it in the trash compactor like in Star Wars, and I'll have to get R2-D2 to shut it down or something. No. Let's have a look at it. Beautiful stone, but not magnum opal. Oh, I'm wonderful. Are you? Just so you know, it's not like yesterday when there was a person who had a mine to sell us. I don't think you were online for that one, were you? Hola! Hola, mi amigo, or amiga. I am being careful, it's alright, just so you know. Yeah. Just to explain, there was a guy who claimed to have a quarry and he had money to give us, and so, well, I thought, well, I'm certainly not going to be giving my bank account details over the live stream. So don't know what his game was. But we decided to just play along and see what happened. Gilly was on at the time and Rainer was as well. He missed out on some of the fun, but I certainly had a bit of fun. Yeah, in case you're interested, it was about 8 minutes and 10 seconds on my previous live stream. That's when the fun began. I think it lasts for maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes before he realizes he's messed up. Seems that you've brought me some luck again, Mr. Starlight Gems, or Miss Starlight Gems. We've got a got a nice little chunk of opal here. Quite unbelievable, actually. Just sitting on the outside. Nothing to write home about. It's blue in colour, but that will do for the magnum opal if it stays in this kind of colour range, because it's actually quite attractive. As a matter of fact, I am going to carve it here. Oh, this is opal, not anime. Okay, I could go. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Yes, I must cut this opal, or else everything will go bad. Evil Arukusaki, why are you trying to stop me cutting the opal? That's so good. I think it's the Dremel attachment. It's going bad. Yeah. Having said that, the thing is starting to I think I'm going to have to give up on that because it's not exactly behaving. What I will do is I'll quickly carve around and we'll see what it looks like. Right, okay. I know what the issue is. was going to cut the main opal, but I am going to have to end it there because basically you can see that it's... I can fix that. I'll have to fix it tomorrow though because it's getting pretty late. Oh, hang on for a second. Have we got an issue with the... No, we haven't got an issue there. We haven't got an issue with the screw in or anything like that. So basically what I'm going to have to do is stop that from happening. Basically, yeah, there's a little thin thing that snakes through the cable over here from here. Basically, it's not gripping here, so I'll have to tighten that grip. Two washes, you reckon? Thank you. Yeah, it's the flex shaft, I think. So I think basically what happens is that like these ones have got a little button here that you press to lock the axle or whatever else. I'm feeling it's a little bit warm here, so I reckon like it's spinning its wheels in here. So I reckon that can be fixed relatively easily, but I'll have to do that tomorrow. Worst comes to worst, I've got another flex shaft sitting around somewhere. All right. Hello, guys. You look so cute with your foot down there. You want a scratchy poo? All right. So this is the culprit. Oh, hang on. Let's make it a bit better. Yeah. So this is the culprit here. This has actually got zinc in it. So I'm going to have to take that off. It's got no place on a bird cage. But Loki will be able to get out, so I'm going to have to grab some aluminium. But I don't think Loki will care too much about getting out. Yeah, with Max, same problem. I was just putting this thing on as I realised that there was an issue. So this is an issue. If Max decides to chew on that, he'll poison himself. So I'm going to have to get rid of it. But that's going to have to be an issue for tomorrow. So Max, can you behave yourself, please? Scratchy poo. Good bird. Maybe it's just the poison making him docile. I'm joking, guys. I would not deliberately poison this thing. But it will be a bigger job to get that thing off. It took a bit of effort to get it on in the first place. And thus far, Max hasn't hurt himself, so it's good. I've got some aluminium that's in the garage, so what I'll do is I'll just replace it all with aluminium. And like I said, even though aluminium is technically a metabolic poison, it really, in reality, doesn't poison us at all. That's a good point. But the birds would eat it, that's the problem. Well, the birds would eat it, that's the problem. Sorry, Max. But you're right, quite a thick finish around here would solve the issue, wouldn't it? Max is getting upset because he knows that every time I play around here, something weird happens and he just does not like it. All right, it's okay. Yeah, you're right. Well, it's better than them poisoning themselves, isn't it? So, yeah. Uh-huh. You don't like it? Okay, that's cool. Like there was a bit of pin feather I was trying to get out, so I don't think you liked it. Do you want to get out here? Okay. Oh, pardon me. You can go have a little bit of a fly. Would you like to have a fly? We'll use the chair you haven't stripped. There you go. Loki, do you want to come with me? Good bird. Step up. Step up. Good bird. What a good birdie you are, huh? I'm going to go over here and maybe Max will be enticed to fly. I'm going to flip around. Hopefully it won't take too long. But oh no, he's going back in the cage. That's weird. What's going on here? Something's freaking him out over here. It might be the pile of opals. Do you want to come out here, Max? Come on. Good bird. Good bird. You're on the chair. That's amazing. Hey, Max is magnificent. We always think that Max is punching above his weight, to be honest. But Loki, she's gorgeous in her own way. Max is going into Loki's cage. That's what Max is doing. Yeah, well, I tried to get that bit off. I'll go sit over here. Oh, and that's why he's flapping his... he likes moving the cage like that, but also he wants to lose some feathers. I could see some feathers coming off. Hello. He desperately wants to go in there. And guys, if you're ever wondering about the question of whether to cage a bird or not, this is a good example of... I'm not going to say the right way to do it because like everything I do is ad hoc, but the point is that the cage is there for the bird's safety and they know it. And so they quite like hanging around inside the cage. So when they come out, they only come out just to explore the environment a bit, have a bit to eat, do some tricks or whatever else. Maybe. But usually what I do is I put treats into the cage prior to them coming back in. They know it's time to come back in. What I do is I'll sit down over here on the chair as I normally do. Whoop. Come on, out we get. Pretend I'm working. Move that away. Here we go. I'm working. I'm definitely working. I'm definitely working over here. Max is quite funny. Whilst we're here, when I was doing university, my biological samples are just up there. I've mounted them on the wall. But also, every time they shed a major feather, it goes into that jar there. Good night, mate. I think that Max is not going to perform today. The only thing he's doing is he's going, well, that log is all well and good, but I can reach underneath it and destroy the chair underneath. Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of people who say you mustn't cage a bird, and I understand what they're saying. I agree to a certain extent that birds should be free, but houses are a hazard to them. So you've got to be safe, and you've got to be able to have them device from time to time. Come on, fly, mate. You can do it. He's gauging the range. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I reckon it's going to happen. Loki, do you want to get on the perch? Come on, step up. Step up. Come on. Step up. Come on, bud. It's all good. Step up. It's all good. There we go. Good bird. Step. Sorry about this. There we go. You're not happy, are you? Well, everyone's quite happy. Loki's just gauged the range to my shoulder should Max fly in this general direction. I can see that. Zoom back. Hey, Loki. You can do it, Max. It's all right, Loki. I'll look after you. One more step to the perch. Ain't that right, Loki? It's all right. Found a pin. Max is probably going to fly over to the next perch now. Yeah. What I'm planning on doing is merging those two cages together. Loki, can you not put that screw in your eye? What I've done is I've started enclosing all of my rock samples and stuff, and there's now nothing that can hurt. Well, the salt probably is high sodium. But there's electrical wires, which are not that good, but mostly harmless for the birds around here now. And they tend to not. They actually just stay in this room. If you have the doors open, I don't recommend it, but they have no intention to flee. That's Pony. I'm certainly not letting her out at the same time. She's had a good fly today anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Loki can see it. One thing about Max is how graceful he is when he flies eventually, which makes me suspect he is wild caught. So you can imagine, your analogy of the cage being an aviary size. Well, double that for Max because, if he's used to flying large distances. Yeah. Well, yeah, but I am aware that a cage, if you want to do the dimensions of a cage, it's 1.5 times the wingspan. And have a look at Loki. Loki, can you do wings? Wings? Thank you. Look at that. Good bird. Good bird. Um, that's a 1 meter span wing, and she's quite a small parrot. Well, a small cockatoo. Can I grab your wing, Loki? Thank you. So, like, that's a 1 meter span, like it's half a meter, 50 centimeters roughly, or it's about 40, and you've got yeah, got the back here, which adds to it. So it's roughly a meter. So that means that the minimum size of the cage, if you want them to be comfortable, is 1.5 meters, and that is on the small side. So yeah, I have been considering the size of their cages recently. That's why I want to. Hopefully, if these guys get on, you see Loki is very nervous amongst with Max, and we don't want her to be any more nervous than she already is. So I can't just put her put them in the same cage together. But if I could, then I'd be just removing the sidewalls of those cages. They're quite easy to do. Then just joining them together, and then you've. You're beautiful. I accidentally made a gesture which was the same as wings. Oh, you're so beautiful, Loki. Um, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I went for a pin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So, with all things being equal, yeah, I would have already removed the wall from one of the cages and let them cohabitate. But I still think that there's an element of risk doing that. I don't think they'll kill each other, but I'm worried that Loki will get too stressed. Yeah, well, the thing that scares me, Rainer, is that I think that what we see as doing quite well is probably really the minimum standard of care. They really do take quite a lot of care, and I reckon that if you're doing any less than what I'm doing, like I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel of what the care should be. If you're doing any less, then you're basically neglecting the bird. And I know it sounds cruel, but or harsh, but I think that's probably the reality. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's making compromises, but you see, you're making decisions for the birds, which is, you know, I consider it to be a bit dodge. It doesn't look like these birds are going to do any flying. Watch as I walk past Max; he's going to fly straight over there. What I'll do is I'll go over and splat pony, and then we'll finish the sesh. I think. Yeah. Well, what you've been saying is correct, right? So, hey, Max, do you want a scratchy poo? Scratchy poo? Good bird. There you are. Well, there's a pin. Look at that. How's that? Is that good? Yeah, thought so. Sorry. So we'll look in here. I don't know how Max manages to get all of these pin feathers all the time, but he does. Every time I scratch him, like every evening, like he's got like 15 new feathers that are needing to be desheathed. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to rush it. I'm not trying to get them to breed. I just want them to get tolerate each other. And Max, well, he's a bit overbearing. And Loki, she's cheeky. Like you've seen Loki bite Max's feet when he's on top of the cage. I mean, that's a sitcom. That's not a living arrangement. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not interested in breeding because that produces an ethical dilemma. I could sell the chicks, of course, but I don't really want to have too many people keeping birds because they end up in a shelter, basically. It is pretty dry around here. But the cockatoos, they live natural lives around here, so I don't think it's that. It's just they have... I think that basically the molting schedule changes a bit when they become captive birds. I think that basically, it's usually every 12 months, bam, all the feathers go, bam, feathers go back on. But now, I think that these birds are just molting haphazardly. What did I do? What did I do? You've had enough, haven't you? Yeah. Well, I'll get to figuring things out eventually. Yep, absolutely. Well, it's just that... That's like she wants to go back in. It's all right. Come here, Luke. There you go. In you go. Good bird. So what freaked you out? Yeah, I get it. Okay, so how are we going to keep you in? Put a chair against it. Right. That'll do for the time being. Max, I'll have to encourage you to get into the cage. Don't worry, I have the best of incentives, whatever. We're running to the end of the bird food, and despite how careful I was, some moths managed to make it into some of their feed. They don't mind, it's extra protein. But us, moths flying around, hate it. Look at that. If you want there, I'll pop some in here, mate. There. Hang on. There you go. Take one. All right. Yeah, I know. I didn't think this through. I get it. There you go. No. And no. There you go. So anyway, all of the feed has gone back into the freezer. That should deactivate any creepy crawlies in there. Yeah. All right. You want to get in there? Get there. I'll give you a quick scratch and then you can go. All right? Come on. You don't know how to do this, do you? All right, I'll come over here. We haven't trained that one. You want a scratchy poo? Seeing that I've disrupted things, obviously he's not going to understand what I've just told him, so it'd be a bit unreasonable to expect him to go straight back into the cage. So what I'll do is I'll splat pony and I'll get him back in my own time. He can stay out a little bit if he wants to. It's a weekend after all. Oh, there's a feather here. Can I? Okay, I won't. It's all right, I won't. Okay, you want me to pick your nose? What, there? Oh, the chin? Ow! Got me. Why did you do that? Oh well. He's a wild bird. No more of this. Must have hurt him. He doesn't bite for no reason, obviously. Alright, in you get. I'll just split pony and finish the stream. Come here, Pony. Speak. There she is. Hello. Alright, well, thanks everybody. Yep, Max is just there. I think he's going to end up going into the cage now. But whilst he's getting in the cage, it was an interesting stream. I'll try and get the Opal machine fixed. But it was about time to finish anyway. We just didn't do the Magnum Opal. If you like the stream, like on the way out. Yeah, I've still got my fingers. He bit me on the thumbnail. And so they've got a tri-point beak. And the third point got my thumbnail. And so the two less severe points hit my fleshy part of my thumb, and so it didn't penetrate. So I was lucky. But, I mean, I don't think he was trying to hurt me. Like, he could really do some damage even with the thumbnail on. So he wasn't trying to do damage. He just got a bit of a shock. Anywho, I better go because I've got to go close this door now. Or lose the finger, one of the two. So have a lovely evening, guys. Dr. Phil out. Yoink. Bam.